Okay, so the way that this week's materials played out on the course schedule was that I knew that I had a certain amount of time for elasticity, and then if I had time left over, I would do a little bit of taxes. I'm going to do my taxes. No, I would cover a little bit of taxes. So just the way that it's split out on the course schedule, I'm going to do some of taxes today, and then next week finish off taxes because we're not going to be able to cover everything. And I'm trying to, not spend too much time, or not to spend too much of your time, I should say. So we'll cover about half of taxes today, and then finish consumer theory and finish taxes next week, as well as do the recap for elasticity. So obviously we're not going to do the recap of last week's material. Or of this week's material because it's still this week. So the elasticity slides that I have in this particular slide deck, I'll save for next week. So we'll just start with the first tax slide. Okay. So for this particular lecture, there's 3 questions that we want to answer. How does taxation affect market equilibrium? So if the government introduces a tax, how does that affect the equilibrium price, the equilibrium quantity? Okay. Who bears the burden of a tax? Is there a larger decrease in consumer surplus, a larger decrease in producer surplus? Is it borne evenly? Is there actually an increase in consumer and producer surplus? How does a tax affect consumers and producers? And what are the costs and benefits of a tax? Why might a government want a tax? Why might they not want a tax? Okay. So just to start, there are a few different types of taxes, and we're going to focus in on one. So to start, there's lump sum taxes. So basically that's today, I just decide I'm going to charge everybody in Dallas $50, regardless of their income, regardless of how much they consume. Just everybody in Dallas has to pay $50. Okay, that's a lump sum tax. Okay. Yeah, everybody over the age, over the height of 5'8" has to pay a $1,000 tax. That's a lump sum tax. It's irrespective of quantity, irrespective of value, irrespective of any action that the person might have done. Okay. On the other hand, you have excise taxes. So that's a per unit tax. So if I consume 50 gallons of gasoline and there's 18 cents per gallon, then I have to pay a tax of 18 times 0.5. So that's what, $9, a $9 tax on gas. So it's per unit, per gallon of gasoline, okay? And we distinguish that from an ad valorem tax, which is essentially per the dollar amount of that gasoline. So if gasoline is $6 per gallon and you consume 50 gallons, then it's the $300 that matters, not the 50 gallons that matter. Okay, so an ad valorem tax, unlike an excise tax, is on the total amount that you spend on that particular good. Okay, so that's like a sales tax essentially. So an excise tax would be per unit of that good. An ad valorem tax would be dollars spent on that good. Okay, so ad valorem would be an excise tax times the price of that good. Okay. Okay, so we're going to focus on excise taxes just for simplicity. Okay, they just help ease everything. All right, and I'm going to stop there.